The Sims 3 Generations is a pack that apparently brings in a lot of new stuff to all stages of Sims life. So let's start with pregnancy. We're gonna compare it with the pregnancy in The Sims 4, which has the growing together and parenthood packs enabled. So who did it better? Well, let's figure it out. Let's begin. So first we created Flapjack's Ambrosia, his stylish hat, his stylish clothes, and then we went for childish, artistic, heavy sleeper, friendly and family orientated, and he's gonna be professional author. And we also get him to like peanut butter and jelly because he's a man of taste. Talking of taste, it's Waffles, his wife, and she went for nurturing, light sleeper, dramatic, neat and genius, and she loves sushi and she's gonna be a chess legend. Look at them. And then we just need to make sure that they're husband and wife. That's better. Heck yeah, let's begin. Home sweet home. So the first task is to get pregnant because that's the whole point of this challenge. Rejected. So we tried again. We were not gonna give up. On the second try, we did it, but there was no jingle. You guys been telling me there's supposed to be jingle when you get pregnant, but that did not happen. At this point I decided that we should have some job, so I decided to find work. And Waffles will become a teacher because she has a nurturing nature, and then Flapjack, even though he wants to be a writer, he's gonna be a businessman for now, just so that he has some money to start up his writing career and sustain his family. When we got our jobs and got back home, we tried again, and as the welcoming wagon came in, that chime rang through the air, which means we are pregnant. Heck yeah, just took us 2 times. That's not too bad. I decided to entertain the guests for a moment, you know, try to be friendly with the neighbors, why not? Since we didn't have a computer at home, I got Flapjack to go to the library and, you know, practice his writing for a little bit. Then I realized that I actually do have money to just give him a computer, so that's what I did. After a long day, we went to bed, but then she got a walk-in. Oh, poor Waffles, but that is the first step of pregnancy in The Sims 3. Sadly, it wasn't the last time this night that she would get sick. Aware of nothing, as always, Flapjack started his book in the morning, not knowing that his wife didn't sleep all night because he's a heavy sleeper. Waffles vomited again, and it doesn't seem that there is a pregnancy test that I could take to check that I'm pregnant, but it's fine. Blissfully unaware what was happening to her, Waffles went to work. But then... Waffles was now officially pregnant. Heck yeah, and she was now aware of it. Which also means that you're off work for a long periods of time, which is interesting. As such, we waddled back home. So our challenge here was to get a baby boy, which is possible in Sims 3 by eating apples apparently, and also to get a little trait for the baby, which we can do so by reading baby books. So I sent Flapjack to store. Also, I never understood why this starter house has no like TV or radio, so I needed some kind of entertainment, so I sold those shares and get them a TV. Bad one, but it's still a TV. Seeing that his wife just asked him to buy a pregnancy book and she had cravings for lots of apples, he should be aware of this already, but he wasn't, so we had to announce pregnancy to him.
Nushki Zanzi. Nerfluken. Kriggle.
Chibuwa Sabag.
Gravelax.
I said it before and I say it again, thumbs up to announcement of pregnancy is a very brave move. So Flapjack went to work and Waffles was craving waffles, but she burned them, so she could not have waffles. Oh, Waffles. In The Sims 3, they don't give you a choice, you just are off for like 6 days, like basically a whole week from work when you're pregnant, so I decided to build up Waffles' logic skill because she wanted to be a chess master. Look at her go. Meantime, Flapjack got home, but I just got him to watch TV. He needs to have his entertainment up as well, you know. He needs to have fun as well, because he's working hard. Let's give him that. So next morning is when we started to give Waffles some apples, because again, apparently having 5 apples during pregnancy will give a boy, so we're gonna test it out. There is no rest for the wicked, so Flapjack had to read some book for work. It's annoying, it's his free time, he shouldn't be reading books for work, but it is what it is. So that's how our day passed. Flapjack at work, Waffles playing chess. We had some time to read that book, but mainly she was just playing chess, cleaning up the house because she was a neat freak, so she really wanted to clean. But suddenly, while we were playing chess, oh my god, she's in labor, and look at this guy, he's freaking out. Dude, chill, it's not your babe. And we went off to the hospital. Waffles didn't seem in too much of a hurry. What I really liked is the fact that Flapjack got off work early to go to hospital with her, which I think is a nice little touch. He got there just in time, and then it was a boy! So our Apple Technique work. Yes, we got a boy, and we get to choose a trait. But yeah, this is pancakes, heck yeah. So he's a virtuoso, so he got a good skill from the start, and we're gonna go for excitable, because why not? Look at that, we have a baby! Heck yeah. That was awesome. So pregnancy in Sims 3 is not very involved, even with Generations expansion. However, it was quite fun. I like the fact that you see the symptoms before the pregnancy is officially acknowledged by the Sims. I like the fact that you can announce pregnancy, and the fact that you can manipulate if it's a boy or a girl based on food you eat. So that is quite cool. But is Sims 4 better? Did they improve over the years? Well, we're gonna find out right now. So let's switch to Sims 4. This is Sims 4 Flapjack, very similar. He is a goofball, childish, and he's artistic because he only can have 3 traits, and he wants to be a writer. And this is his wife, Waffles. She is family-orientated, neat, and genius, and she wants to have a nerd brain aspiration because there's no chess aspiration. Well, it is what it is. Home, sweet home. So of course we started off by getting pregnant as well. While they were busy doing this, I decided to expand the house a little bit and get an extra room. There's no chime whenever you try for a baby in Sims 4, so you have to do a pregnancy test. And almost every time, as it was this time, it was positive. Interestingly, in Sims 4, she decided to announce the pregnancy by herself. So that's cool. So here we also had to go for a boy. You can't really select the trait for a new baby, so instead just focusing on the boy. So we had to get a radio to listen to alternative music because apparently that's the way to do it. And here it's not apples but carrots that make you have a baby boy, so we also got some seed packets so that we can get carrots. So it was still a bit until we give birth, so I got them jobs. Waffles became a teacher and Flapjack was in business. Interestingly, in Sims 4, you still work while you're pregnant. You can take time off after you give birth. To do tasks for work, we had to actually have a computer, so I bought a computer as well. Then finally the welcome wagon arrived, so I welcomed them in, because why not? I started off by doing the logic skills straight away. There aren't really like a chess places around the world that you can just walk to. You have to travel to different parks, so I decided just to have it at home. Look at her munch. See, in Sims 4 there really isn't like nausea per se. Sometimes they have a little moodlet that says nausea, but they don't really throw up unless you tell them to. Well, Waffles was just chilling. Flapjack would start writing his books because he's gonna become a writer. Waffles also got up at night, or in morning really, feeling sick. Again, she wouldn't do it by herself, but you can ask her to throw up and that makes her feel a little bit better after a bit. So that always helps. And then we ate salads again. There wasn't really much happening. We were listening to alternative music and eating carrots most days, and also going to work, which I do like the aspect that you go into work while you're still pregnant, because that gives you things to do really. I do like some of the interactions that you have for pregnancy, like filling the belly and stuff. I think it's very cute. Waffles wasn't very tired, so she was grading some homework in her free time. I wasn't quite sure at the number of carrots you need to get the boys, so instead I just got as many as I could and I kept getting her to eat some. So yeah, I'm hoping for a boy. I didn't want her to eat just carrots though, so I got her to make some food, and it does seem that it's quite spicy, which I don't know if it's good in pregnancy, but it is what it is. Honestly, there wasn't much happening in the pregnancy other than her mood just being mostly positive or confident because of the pregnancy, which again I can't complain about, but really there wasn't much happening per se. Oh, Vlad did break in one night and suck some of the Flapjack's blood. I guess he wouldn't go for a pregnant woman, which I think it's respectable, honestly. Vlad, respectful king. I really did like the fact that I was able to level up my career a little bit while pregnant. You know, it gave me something to do rather than just sit at home all day. So I think that is quite nice. I decided to remodel the house slightly, just make it look a little bit nicer. And it was Love Day, so decided that, you know what, we should probably take our pregnant wife out for like a nice little date. Flapjack was very tired, but you know what? He would do anything for Waffle. Oh, nice little date of just sitting at the table all day. We completed the date with a golden medal. Heck yeah, it was the greatest love day ever. The next morning, it began. So yes, we were officially in labor. Will we get a boy? We don't know, but we had to choose if we go to hospital or we to give birth at home. So we went to hospital and we decided to join Waffles and decided to take Flapjack with us. So he wouldn't automatically go, he would just leave us. So in the hospital we had to check in, which again, it's a little bit more interactive. It's just a rabbit hole in The Sims 3, but I guess there's a whole expansion you need for this particular thing to happen. But anyway, we checked in and then we went to this operation table, which always I find a little bit crazy. But not long after, we got a boy! Hell yeah! So Pancakes is born. And again, we don't choose the traits, but we did get a boy, so carrots work. Again, I don't know if it was carrots or it's just a random coincidence, but we got our boy. Heck yeah. Love that. Look at our little baby. Heck yeah, proud parents and a proud little baby. Oh my gosh. So, who did it better? If I'm honest, both pregnancies are kind of lackluster. I think there should have been more, especially with the generations. I was expecting that there would be a little more to the pregnancy part, more like wants, needs, moods, but there wasn't really much into that, and there's not anything like that in The Sims 4 with the parenthood and the growing up together expansion enabled. So pregnancy is just lackluster in The Sims. There should definitely be more to it, especially in The Sims 4 with the moods and the emotion system. There should be a little bit more to that, but it is what it is. We got babies, we got baby boys in both gameplays, so I was happy with that. But where we go next from this? So this is just the first part of this Let's Play, because yes, we're doing dual legacies. We're gonna have both those families, and we're gonna try to go through basically from baby to an elder. We're gonna try to raise a family, and every episode or every one of these we're gonna try to go different life stage. So let me know what we should do for infant, I guess infant, baby, I don't know what's the next stage. For the next stage of Sims life, what should we do? Let me know, give me some tips for Sims 3 and Sims 4, and we're gonna see where it's gonna go. Will their story go differently? It's basically the same family in two different versions of The Sims, but where will they end up? We will see. So subscribe if you like this video, and give it a big thumbs up, and if you didn't like this video, share it with your enemy to make them suffer as well. And yeah, I'm hoping the next video will come up very soon, and let me know what you thought about this video. It's slightly different format, a little bit quicker, but I really enjoyed making it, so let me know, and I shall see you next time. Bye!